All right, so that about wraps it up. I have been back in the US for about a week. I've been done with that job for about two. So the question then becomes, with a little bit of distance, what is my final recommendation? And my recommendation would be don't go to Korea. Um, Time to think about it has made me extremely grateful. I could be doing that job right now. Or more precisely, given the time of recording this, just getting up and hopefully having enough sleep and stressing out over the fact that I had to go do that job. Fortunately, some other sap saved me the trouble of having to do that. But the end conclusion is, as I sit here and ponder my options, because right now it is looking like, if possible, I will be going back to China at some point. Would I recommend that anyone go to Korea? Because I said before that I think it is better suited, or I thought it was better suited for people trying to do like the gap year thing, the 1 year experience, get some stories, and then get out. Honestly, even for those people, I'm not sure I'd recommend it because let's go through some of the reasons why I don't recommend it. One, are you willing to jump through all the hoops you have to be to get to Korea? And mind you, at this point, all three East Asian countries are really hard to get into. But that's just step one, which is also kind of step one in the do you actually want to live overseas part. Step two, are you willing to work with children? Because those are your options. One thing I very quickly discovered: there's nothing older. You're not going to be working with high schoolers. You're not going to be working with anyone post-adolescent. You are going to be working with little kids. So if you, as 23, 22, 23, 24 years old, have you ever worked with a large group of children by yourself? Because as far as I can tell, the system where the other teacher isn't in the room with you, pretty standard in Korea. Um, Question three, are you willing to deal with a job that is incredibly stressful with really no break? And the action, now, most of the schools I've looked at really don't have a standard dinner break. They may have breaks. I think I was working with one of the worst ones in this regard. But even so, you're going to be working straight through. And more to the point, when you're in the class, there's really no downtime. There's no time where you can just kind of go on autopilot. You have to be watching the kids all the time. But four, can you work with a job that, while being stressful, is also really boring? Because, yeah, you have to be on all the time, but you're not really doing much. Because, again, everything's pre planned, you're just hitting buttons, you're just a monkey. So, are you willing to put up with that? Five, are you willing to put up with an employer that exercises a remarkable amount of control over everything that you do? And something that a lot of Americans kind of chafe at when they have an overbearing boss. Well, that's standard in this part of the world, especially in Korea. Much worse in Korea than in China, in my experience. So, my honest advice right now is don't go. They'll be fine without you. Tons of people want to go. God knows why. Lord knows I'm not a BTS fan, but some of you are, and you're about to make a terrible mistake. And I'm not going to try and stop you. I really can't try and stop you. So goodbye, and I don't know. Maybe things won't be an abject disaster for you. As for me, I am continuing in contact with my with the school in China, trying to get that set up. Again, I'm realizing just what a pain in the ass it is to get into that country because they don't really want foreigners there. I don't think they want foreigners in any of the places in this part of the world. It's part of their history. So we'll see how that works out. There may well be another video series. So, if you're curious, you can hit the subscription button. I would appreciate it. And I will see you when and if that happens.